Now when these guys don't come, how many vehicles do you have? I want to ask you, can you compare? No, like, you don't hear. See, when you talk about cap, you get road. But we get states where you compare. How can you compare? Back at everything you get to hear. Your own oil. You have oil, you have gas. You have men. Okay, let me measure 10 consume pigment in the polygraph. You must pass it.
Good morning. Mr. Lucky, please. Good morning. You're welcome to Bystanders at the newsstand this Monday morning, Monday 20th of May 2024. I want to say Happy New Week to all our viewers from across the globe. My name is Kolade Folari Kadeshpris. We'll start with our major headlines today, which starts with Mele Kyari blames oil output decline on underinvestment, theft, pipeline constraints. That's this day newspaper headline this morning. And it says, legal framework will prevent governors from abusing state police, says Senate leader. In this day newspaper, on the international scene, Iranian president, foreign minister, others missing after helicopters had landing in mountainous terrain. Yes, that's for this day newspaper this morning. I'll go to the Blueprint. The major headline in the Blueprint newspaper this morning talks about 10 years after troops rescue 386 Sambisa forests kidnappees. Yes, that's the major headlines in Blueprint newspaper this morning. There's a sub-headline there which says, Northeast governors lament poor state of federal government's infrastructure in their region. Yes, that's for the Blueprint newspaper. I'll go to the New Telegraph. New Telegraph newspaper is almost like the other one we read. The major headlines here says, 10 years after abduction, Army rescues 386 civilians from Sambisa forest. Cybersecurity levy, CBN withdraws circular on implementation. Forex crisis, LC payments dropped by 62.77% to $204.47 million. That's for the New Telegraph newspaper this morning. I'll quickly go to the Guardian newspaper, which says, further hike anticipated as inflation interest rates converge above 30%. Minimum wage, NLC rejects 100,000 as federal government labor shift grounds. NLC rejects 100,000 as FG labor shift grounds. Government projects cost 47.5% fiber courts, telco seek actions. That's it's also in the Guardian newspaper. Before I leave the Guardian newspaper, it says 2027, Obi supporters begin mobilization, set up harmonization committee. That's in the Guardian newspaper this morning. Nigerian News Direct. Nigerian News Direct this morning says minimum wage. Federal government organized labor to meet today as NLC tells committee to perish offer below 615,000 naira. Shareholders impressed as Capital Hotels records over 42% growth rate in 2023. Osun 2026 election. Big Week's defection fuels APC's confidence to return to power. That will be all for the Nigerian News Direct this morning. I'll go to the leadership newspapers. The leadership newspaper says, despite strikes, falling standards, 67 universities produced 6,464 first-class graduates in 3 years. Yes, this also talks about the Iran president feared dead in chopper crash. Then army foil scoop attempt in DR Congo. Yes, that will be all for the leadership newspaper. I'll go to the Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning says, liquidity crunch. Banks borrowed 3 trillion naira from CBN to meet financial demands. Banks borrow 3 trillion naira from CBN to meet financial demands. And also, the sub-headline there says, Labour Party, we will back Atiku Obi alliance to win presidency in 2027. And this also talks about Army rescues 386 civilians from Sambisa forest 10 years after abduction. Ondo 2024, no end in sight over APC crisis as Jimoh Ibrahim rejects peace move. NDLEA declares Indian-based Nigerian couple wanted, arrest for suspected parents. That's in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Now, let me just look at the Vanguard newspaper. We'll look at the Vanguard newspaper. Manufacturers wail as unsold goods pile up in warehouses. Manufacturers wail as unsold goods pile up in warehouses. Tinubu okay's establishment of green industrial zone. Federal government moves to fight inflation through CNG. Intense search for Iran's president Raisi after helicopter accident. That's will be all for the Vanguard newspaper this morning. I'll go to, let's look at the New Nigerian newspaper this morning. What the New Nigerian newspaper says is quite different from the others. And it says, blame Buhari, Tinubu for current hardships in Nigeria. That's according to Council of Yoruba Elders. Calls for implementation of Jonathan's confab reports. Gunmen kidnap paramount ruler in Akwa Ibom. 4 ex-Zamfara governors meet over rising wave of insecurity. Yes, on economy, Uber signs MOU with Hebei province of China. That will be all for the New Nigerian newspaper this morning. Then I'll go to, let's see, State of the Nation. That's in the Matrix newspaper this morning. The Matrix newspaper this morning, the headline says, State of the nation, Tinubu's government under fire. President's economic team looks more like tax collectors than economists. That's NEF member saying that. Says renewed hope has turned to hopelessness. Federal government must be considerate on minimum wage. Labor must be reasonable. That's according to an Anglican primate. That's in the Matrix newspaper this week. Okay, now, finally, I'll look at The Nation. The Nation newspaper, the major headline says, Tinubu likely to get minister's performance record this week. Deliverables based on administration's 8 priority areas are criteria. Olakunleyin cleared to become 43rd Olubadan. Yes, President OK's panel on green economic drive. That will be all for the newspaper headlines that we're going to be looking at this morning. Yes, I want to quickly call on my first reviewer for the day. My first reviewer for today, Mr. Kunle, you are welcome.
Yeah, welcome, Mr. Kadesh. Thank God for a new week. And it's an eventful week entirely. And you could see it was a week that we had the unified super heavyweight champion. And it's an eventful week when Arsenal, my club, lost their chances of lifting that Premiership league for the past 20 years. So it's a mixture of good and the bads. And I really congratulate Wuski. I mean, he has shown that, you know, the Goliath, the Goliath in, you know, Tyson Fury is not enough to tame me. So good morning, the viewers. I greet all. I greet every one of you. And count down to my birthday.
Okay, Yoruba Council of Elders have said Tinubu's government is the one causing hardship for Nigeria, according to Yoruba Council of Elders.
Yes. Yoruba Councils of Elders, they may see some points in that of what they're saying and call out Tinubu to, you know, retract the steps of some economic, you know, this thing they are applying in the country. And it's good to advise, and it's good to give constructive advice. No man is jack of all, you can't be jack of all trades, and you cannot know everything on earth. You need advice. We are not saying they should not advise the president. That's what the Yoruba Councils of Elders have said now. I think Mr. President will be able to assimilate it and look at how he can, you know, retract some policy that is not working. And I can say categorically, majority of the policy hardship we're facing, there's policy hardship in one side, and there's individual hardship we are giving to ourselves. I can tell you categorically, I was opportune to be in Osun since Friday or so. I came back yesterday and I did some research, feasibility studies, and fact check. I could see that, you see, I went to the market area there and I priced the gallon of, you know, palm oil. And you guess what the woman asked me to bring? He said I should pay 4,500. But when that goods commodity gets to this area we have now, you know, Lagos Life, everybody wants to show, everybody wants to, you know, you'll be buying for like 8,000 or 9,000 or 10,000. I think I'm still going to go back and verify and bring the answer to you anytime. So we
when you say you went to Osun to price a gallon, that's like a 5 or 4 liters of palm oil, and they told you it's 4,000 naira. 4,500 naira. Yeah. Do you expect the person who is selling it there, yes, to bring it by with a breeze?
Can I not tell you?
Yes.
The transport, cost of transport, likewise, we always exaggerate things, right? Their process, these people applied, that's the transporters. They will look at you, what you have to take, a distance you have to take like 1,500. Some we call it 4,000. Some we call it 5,000. You know, it's like the demand and supply. and the demand that you think you can afford, you go for it. You know, and the supply you think you can afford, you go for it. Don't force
that market woman in Osun,
yes.
What part of Osun did you go to?
I went to Osogbo itself.
That market woman in Osogbo, do you know what she's paying for her shop? Cannot be compared to what the woman using a stall in Sunday market is paying. And where do they factor all these costs? It's in the product.
Thank you very much. You see,
do you not think that's the issue?
There's always way out of no way, right? If you know you cannot afford shop, you know, to rent a big shop that will keep consuming your profits, why not your house? You stay. I think you work from home. People work from home. You know, they can order, and that's why the issue of technology.
So are you talking about that old woman who sells kola nuts that has been a business for years, as old as she is? She comes to the market, she treks to the market because she knows her customers will come to the market to now begin to call Uber or to call dispatch riders to go and... No, there will still be, even abroad, there are markets.
I'm telling you something.
You cannot, it's not all business. Okay, are you saying we should start eating e-rice?
If I cannot afford shop, I don't have to force myself and collect
a lot of people have been in this shop. A lot of people have been in this shop for years, and because of the cost of things, like we were talking about the Yoruba Council of Elders saying Tinubu's government is the one putting hardship on Nigeria.
With some policy now, you know.
And so now these policies, do you not think it affects that woman on the street who is selling okrika shoes there?
It's affected, and it starts to affect.
So do you mean she should be selling these okrika shoes in her parlor when people pass here and they don't pass their streets?
No. She doesn't need to sell okrika shoes. Is it occupying any shop there? Is it paying for any shop there?
Do you know they collect money from them every day?
How much is it paying?
How much is what paying?
How much is it paying?
Some of them that I interviewed. No. Some of them that I interviewed sometimes said they started here with 20 naira per week. Now they are paying 1,500 naira per week.
Per week. Yes. For them
to be able to stand.
Is that money legal or illegal?
It depends. Who is supposed to make it legal?
It's not legal.
These people want to earn a living.
Normally, where they have. They ought not to be there. No, if you start this,
where are they supposed to be?
If you start, can you be trading?
I am asking you, where are they supposed to be?
They're supposed to be in the kiosk which government.
Okay, now I don't know why you are going front. You are going front and back. We just said all these kiosks are expensive. That they should sell all these their goods in their parlor.
In their houses, yes, in their houses. You can sell in your area, in your community. Don't I have people on my street alone that are making money?
That are making money.
Yes, from there we buy gari from them. We have gari seller there. We have pepper seller. We have pure water seller, and they are making money for themselves. You have buy it back from them. So don't let us hide it under any excuses that the Nigerians.
What excuses are Nigerians
for you not to be what we want to be? You say government. Everything is God. Everything is not about government. Let me tell you, everything is about.
So you mean those people that have rented shops? I'm not talking of those by the roadside now. Those that have rented shops, if they cannot afford to pay the rent because the economy is going down.
Why would they afford to pay the rent?
Okay, manufacturers, in the headlines that we read this morning, manufacturers are willing that they have backlogs of goods and products that are getting spoiled because the buying power of the people is reducing drastically.
This is a trying time for everybody. When they have been,
but you don't believe it's a trying time. That's why you are saying what you are saying. If you believe this is a trying time, you won't say they should go back to their house and not sell a shop.
There must be solution out of no solution. You must create a solution for the trying time. It's like you are trying to picture me as if I don't know what, I don't feel the pain.
You don't feel the pain the way you are talking.
I feel the pain more than you. I can say it categorically.
No, I'm not talking for myself. I'm talking for Nigerians.
I know how much I'm paying for your school fees. I know how much I'm paying for food.
No.
For the family.
With what you have said.
I have my family.
With what you have said. With what you have said. You don't need to take your children to school. Just buy blackboard at home and teach them.
It's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying.
No, but that's what you are saying.
You don't seem to understand me. It's when there is problem, you cannot afford to stay on the. Will you force yourself to be on the shop that you cannot afford again?
So you do not complain on your children's school fees too. It's better. Why will you complain? It's better you buy whiteboard and teach them in your parlor.
It's not better for me.
No, it's better.
It's better for me to complain to the school.
Let's go ahead. Why would they bring it down? Why will no? You don't go back and forth.
What is the elder statement? What's the elder statement telling Tinubu now? To bring the prices of commodities to alleviate the hardship of the common man. Is that not what they're telling
now? 386 Sambisa forest abductees. 10 years later, have been freed.
I think
why do you think it's happening 10 years later?
It's because the successive governments, right, that have been in power, right from the Jonathan and Buhari, they got it wrong. And this government now came in and they said there will not be any abductee in captivities. They walk all the way to free, and they started working their talk. Because we are saying the Gary, this thing is so expensive. Gary is this thing.
No. Let's talk about these abductees 10 years later. Is it not because these kidnappers are tired? They have used the girls. They have given birth. They are tired of taking care of them. They now push them out.
Anyway,
is that not what you think?
I don't think so. What I think so, there's heat on them. There's serious heat. There's heat on them because they have no breathing space any longer. And that is what we're saying. We need a government that can be decisive, man, and fish all these people out. And I can tell you, we had a free journey from Lagos to Osun State before people would be pampering.
You see, sometime back, we had a lot of issues, you and I, especially as regards what's happening in Osun State. And you said, as the governor is not working, he's a dancing governor. You almost beat me up here. Now you've been to Osun, what you are saying is different now. So it shows. No. That was what you almost did. I can always tell.
Can I narrate what I said?
You said, why will a governor be dancing? I said you want him to be in sorrow.
I said due to information I heard. That is what I said. Don't misconcept me. Content me. I said they said my governor is dancing around according to information I got from Osun State. And I said I'm going to travel to Osun to go and do my fact finding.
Thank God you have gone.
And I've gone now. And I see that the governor that I said is not working, political tools. They want to destabilize the guy. They want to, put down the guy for them to get their political points. And I went to Osun. I can tell you, Osun economy is active. There's no complaint much in Osun. I can tell you who are. The people are coming to Osun to invest. Osun is a gold mine. Osun has gold mine in that state. And a lot of things, activities are happening. I can tell you, for me to even live there, I was a bit, small.
Okay. So I know what you are planning now is to relocate to Osun.
Yes.
If there's any way I can improve on investment in that place, I think I would like to go. Because what am I doing in Lagos when I know there's a place I can be making money? I'm not here to just stay in Lagos and start criticizing the president. When you need to criticize the president, but it has to be constructive. I'm not here to start crying foul. Whoa, Tinubu is not working. What are the impacts? What are you bringing on the table? What are your impacts? We have people that are just lazy to work. I can tell you, people are lazy to work. You can see some people are hawking what's it called, pure water. Some people work is work. Don't be lazy, don't be idle. The tough time don't last. It's tough people that last. All these things we are feeling the brunt. I'm feeling it likewise. But I won't say because the government in power.
Your cheeks are coming out.
My cheeks are, but your belly is coming more.
It's always been like this. I've been like this from baby. I've been like this from baby. I didn't meet you like this last 2 weeks, last 2 months. No,
I know.
I've been like this right from baby.
Your bank account is fatting up.
It's okay. Yes, with the cobbles. You are prophesying. God bless you. Thank you very much, Mr. Kule. Nice having you. Bystanders at the newsstand. Yes, you're welcome, Mr. Matthew. This morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, why Yoruba Council of Elders has said Tinubu's government is bringing untold hardship to the people. Do you buy what they have said?
I think it's the obvious fact. It's not about whether I buy what they have said. You know, I don't know whether this guy's predicament, whether he have
Okay, yes.
Lucky.
Mr. Lucky.
Mr. Lucky, I don't have Lagos.
Please come in.
I hope your problem you been able to resolve it.
Anyway, I think just one person just sent message to me, and I want to thank everybody. Thank him. Sashino Meso's name, and I believe as we are going, Lagos State House is very expensive.
Very expensive.
Only the agent and the agreement to do same. So anyway, I told Kule to help me before. So that I can.
Okay, Kule is the contractor.
Coordinator. Now, say people are selling pure water, but please, I know Kule cannot leave Lagos, but he get house for me before he leaves Lagos also.
So, Mr. Lucky.
But what I'm trying to say is, our viewers, please, as you are being led, try to see what you can do for him, because
you can do for Mr.
Nigeria is not smiling.
Nigeria is not smiling now.
At all.
Thank you very much.
Now, to the business of the day. You have said the Yorubas elders have said the obvious facts. Because I think it has come to a point where, irrespective of who you are, where you hail from, we should tell the government the truth. Personally, if Tinubu spent 4 years without addressing the issue of herders, host communities, I'll be highly disappointed in Tinubu. Apart from the hardship we are talking about, I think this is an ample opportunity for the South to heap a sigh of relief in terms of insecurity in the country. Because before now, when Muhammadu Buhari was there, people felt, not people felt, the way and manner Muhammadu Buhari's government handled herdsmen showed that he was having sympathy with killers, people who were killing Nigerians. But to answer your question directly, on the issue of what the Yoruba Council of Elders said, I think they are correct. And unfortunately, I don't know why this government is not facing the reality. They have rolled out plans that seem to solve the problem, but they are not following it to the letter. We cannot overemphasize the issue of all the areas they are promised to use to address the hardship Nigerians are passing through. They talk about the issue. I know somebody like Taiwo Dulade may not agree with me, because each time I mention most of these things, he's always quick to ask me that those things cannot be taken from the shelf. But let me remind people with such ideology that, one, the federal government have been issued promise to give 8,000 to some Nigerians. I'm talking about the vulnerable. Though they were acting then that it was grossly inadequate. They promised to review it. But up to now, it's not on record that they have reviewed it or that they have started paying anybody. Even the CNG, we are hearing that from news making the round.
It will reduce inflation.
But what is making it to tarry this long? It's a big question. Because I could recall that when they needed to release 70 billion to enhance the working condition of National Assembly members, it didn't take them any time. Now, they have promised initially to give 1 billion to about 75 companies as a way of improving GDP to galvanize economic activities. They have not done it up to now. They even promised to give 500,000 and 1 million to a good number of small and medium-scale enterprises. As we speak, they have not done that. What of the 50,000 they promised to give to a good number of nano business owners? Up to now, they have not done it. You can go on and measure. Look at the CNG buses.
But do you not think all these things cannot be done in a day? That it takes processes.
Who have they done? Look at the negotiation with Labour. How many years will it take to negotiate and come to terms with Labour? How much they want to pay? The other time, they said they offered 48,000 naira. To be quite honest with you, Mr. Kadesh, 48,000. You agree with me that is nothing to write home about in Nigerian economy of today.
Do you not think even if federal government agrees on this 615,000?
No, I'm not saying
Labour will still say it's not enough.
No, I'm not saying they should go by 650,000. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm just asking.
But if you are making,
if government approves it, this 615, do you not think the Labour will still complain that it's not enough?
it will be better for the head of a cow to pass through the eye of the needle than for federal government to approve the 615,000. Let us not even go there.
Let's not go there.
So we are looking at maybe 150,000 as the case may be, but 48,000, to be quite honest with you, is grossly inadequate.
Grossly, with the
going by Nigerian economy of today. But Mr. Kade, let me even bring you to area people are not paying attention to. Look at that diaspora remittance. Nigeria accounts for 38% of diaspora remittance that flows into Africa. Go and check statistics. In 2022, diaspora remittance to Nigeria, going by exchange rate of about 700 naira to $1, is about 17 trillion, which is almost our national budget, if not more than our national budget of that year. Currently, go and look at what is happening in any FS session of any bank. You will not see any activity. Why? Government policies have virtually discouraged Nigerians from bringing dollar into Nigerian economy. And this was a major area of dollar inflow to Nigerian economy. And you hear the economic team members of this administration saying that they want to woo Nigerians abroad to come into Nigeria. Whereas a major area of dollar inflow into our economy have ceased since this administration started all this policy that is antithetical to the well-being of Nigerians. So to answer the question directly, the Yoruba Council of Elders, they are right 100%.
Okay, yes, the federal government has said the legal framework will not make state governors abuse state police.
To be quite honest with you, if Tinubu is able to address the state police, I would drop my heart for him. You know the reason I would drop my heart for him? Because I understand that there are so many forces against it, particularly people who are benefiting from the insecurity. And I will tell you categorically that the people who are mostly benefiting from the insecurity are the Fulani herdsmen. The Fulani herders are the center of the insecurity in Nigeria across board. Under Muhammadu Buhari's government acknowledged that these are people who come from other parts of the world. And Muhammadu Buhari could not address because perhaps he's from the same ethnic extraction with them. So even Tinubu can do this, to tell you the fact, I will drop my heart for him. Because what we are seeing currently, record that at a point when we had the issue of Sadiq Abdulganga, who was reigning supreme in that area of Oyo State, that saw Igbo rising to prominence. I supported Igbo 100%. Because what Fulani stand for is evil. I'm not saying that might not be good Fulanis. Don't get it twisted. But we as Nigerians, it becomes very difficult, extremely difficult for us to identify who is genuine Fulani and who is a bandit and who is a kidnapper. The Fulani themselves, who it behoves on to do this, are not doing it. That is why I encourage the president, and I like what the president did when Bodejo, the Mietiala chairman, was put on trial, when he formed the vigilante group and ended without the consent of federal government. So we encourage Mr. President, we encourage the federal government to go all out and address this issue of state police. We need it, to be quite honest with you. That is the only way Nigerians can be saved. Look at the high cost of agricultural produce in Nigeria. Mr. Kadesh, it's interesting to know that I had a conversation with someone from Benue State recently. You know and I know, we are aware that Benue State is not just basket food of the nation by rhetorics. In practice, they are. But you know what this man told me? He said he collected salary of 105,000 under 2 days. He don't have 1 naira. You know how he spent the money? He said he used the money to buy food stuff from Lagos and send to his village. He said the family members, his village members, have been in IDP camp for over 8 years. In an environment that is supposed to be productive in terms of agriculture, in an environment where, according to the man, he used to go to the village to carry food stuff from his village to Lagos. Now the salary is collected, using to mop up food stuff from Lagos and sent to his village. And this as a result of Fulani sacking villagers. As I speak to you, in the local government of the former governor or immediate past governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, Fulani herdsmen is wreaking havoc. To the point that people no longer go to farm. They have been killing, maiming, raping without challenge. And if you allow the police, I can categorically tell you that the state government will get the locals recruited, because by then they'll have the leverage to arm them. Because even if you go and buy arm now, you need an end user certificate that comes from the office of the National Security Advisor, which the federal government will not naturally give if they didn't give nod for state police. To be quite honest with you, to answer your question directly, if Mr. President, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu's government can address the issue of state police, I will tell you I'm in for it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
It's nice having you. Yes, Mr. Lucky.
The Honorable.
I don't know be Lagos.
I don't know be Lagos.
Yeah.
Good morning, my brother. I don't know be Lagos.
You are always praying for Edo to be as developed as Lagos.
And you see the problem Lagos State is, yes, we have everything here. As the level of poverty. Kule just told you now that there's oil in Osun State. But bringing it down here is a problem, which you know.
Yeah.
If you go to Osun or go to Ondo, go to Edo State, we have a food there. We don't complain about food here. So Lagos State, you work here, you spend all the money here at the end. Highest poverty, go to Lagos State, you say have it. So that's why I say, when it comes for politics, I don't know be Lagos. One man can direct everybody here, millions of people here. But in Edo State, there's no way one man will say go like this. Everybody go. You know what I mean? It's not possible.
Okay, yes, Mr. Lucky.
Yes,
we still feel your plight, and we know, like we have said, a lot of people are going to crave their indulgence to support you in whatever you are going through. The person that has raised the hand of support, God will replenish his or our pockets.
Thank you very much.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen. God bless you. Thank you.
Yes.
You know, sometimes, even though lower ESF is asking, things are not going the way it go before.
Yeah.
So if you close your mouth, those that close mouth, I won't close my mouth. Thank you very much.
Okay, local government autonomy. Activist lawyers seek reduction in governor's powers.
Governors are so powerful in Nigeria, which you know. In fact, they control the president. All the government, that's the state governor. They control the president when it comes for election. Because president want to go to second time. We would rather have them, obey them, not to disappoint them. Because when it comes for election, don't forget the governors mobilize. But if even the local government, please, let me tell you something, I won't lie. The people are not in charge. One person as a chairman will control the whole people because he has a word. Who will go to local government and ask local government chairman, sir, how much did you collect last month? Don't forget in Ogun State, there was one, I don't know, chairman who challenged government.
Yes, Wale Adedayo.
They use police harass him. So how much more person like me to go and ask my governor? The only way I can talk is here. So, my brother, that one, I pray one day Nigeria will wake up, ask their governor, ask their chairman, how much allocation did you collect? This has not been done. Look at Ogba here. Since 2 years now, sir. They dig the place.
The road has been there.
The road is bad. They have not been able to fix it. And millions of people pass every day.
But when we look at our side here, you will see that the government has started the work again.
This work they are doing, this is not work. This is cable. They are laying cable. All this is cable. They have been laying this cable for 3 years now. I've not seen nothing. Everywhere they dig. They lay cable. Tomorrow they want to do this road. They will bulldoze everything away. What kind of country is this? They are digging, laying cable. Which cable? Are we talking about area of cable now? Are we talking about area of cable, or we are talking about technology that move on? Those are the things. Digging, laying cable. Is that the problem? We are in the era of cable now.
You see, those workers are now angry because they say you are facing them. They don't know that what you are saying he's in their support.
They don't understand.
They don't understand.
Because
that's why.
I saw a place where they dig.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Caterpillar come and put everything again. I want to see it. Since 3 years. What is the effect of this cable they are laying? When we are using the whole phone here. What wireless? I don't understand me. So, those are the things. The problem is that they are just deceiving us. Government is deceiving us. You understand me? So, that's the thing. Don't blame them because they pay them.
Okay.
What they are paying them for, we are not seeing it.
Let's look at these 386 abductees from Sambisa forest that were freed. What do you think is happening? Critically, let's look at it thoroughly. Why do you think they are being released 10 years after?
10 years. 10 years, sir. I saw them. And the army is claiming glory. If somebody can spend 10 years in Sambisa forest and they come out, the Boko Haram have tired. Maybe they have captured new people and released the old people. 10 years.
And I know that some didn't come without children.
That means something is wrong somewhere. So that's Sambisa forest. There's everything that's Sambisa forest which the military cannot go. But they can easily go to Kenya and arrest Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. But they cannot go to Sambisa forest. That is very close.
There's even apprehension now that Banex Plaza in Abuja, military have surrounded it.
Even they have done some people 2 days ago in our FCT. And the weekend is running now everywhere. Say, at least it's working. You know what I mean? So the point I'm saying, how can people stay for good 10 years in the bush and they just bring them now? They just, I believe the government decide to leave them.
If we look at it from another angle, do you not think this president should be giving accolades?
No. I will tell you that.
Because some of these people are being released.
Yes, I will do that. Yes, I will give you applause. Yes, try. Whether army rescue, whether the Boko Haram release them freely,
the major thing
under
is
his
that
watch,
most of them are coming back home to their parents.
300 and something be released. Yes, I'll give him that one. Then let me tell you, not that Tinubu is not working, but why people are hungry, why people are angry because of, even people are hungry. I learned that some Oba in Yoruba land are saying under his watch, there's poverty. Is that not so?
No, Council of Yoruba Elders.
Council of Yoruba Elders.
Well, Obas too will be part of them.
They are all of them now.
They
are now accusing the president that poverty is tragedy.
They said he should look into Jonathan's confab report and begin
to meet up a good condition of the Nigerians. For them to ask that question, they are telling him that things are very difficult. So that is it. So you see what you are saying. He might be working now, which we are not seeing. But let's do something we can see. What do we need to see? The border should be open, allow us to come in. Not close. I'm not interested of clothes or cement. I'm interested at least, let's see, so many things that human being can eat and take off himself. You can't buy milk now. Milk is 100. You can't drink. We drink every day. We can't milk.
I have told you several times. In this kind of situation, when we know things are like this, we should always cut our coat according to.
How do you cut your coat? Because Gary is
must you always drink milk? Must you always use milk to drink Gary? Can't you use fura?
I can't see where now. I'm just 50. I can't see where because of Gary. I can't see where. What if I'm 60, 70? That means I've been using say. See, do you know why they are using milk? For us to see very well. When you drink it, let me tell you, do we drink Gary the way we drink Gary now? The highest food now in Nigeria is Gary. In fact, this morning I had Gary with the bread together.
Oh, that's a good combination.
Two starch.
A lot of people cannot even afford the bread.
That is it. Do you know how much for bread now? Do you know how much for bread?
We know that.
A kilo of meat now is 7,000. A kilo of meat.
Let's go forward. Northern Elders, the Northern Governors Forum held a meeting yesterday and said they are not happy with this presidency that has neglected their region.
They are crazy.
Jesus, don't say that.
I'll tell you why they are crazy. Let me tell you why they are there. I will tell them. You know why they are crazy? Right. When Buhari was there for 8 years, if every budget every budget, everything in the north. They collected it. Did you see anyone in South? Go to South and see how people are angry there. Where they shit, that's where they drink.
It was during Buhari's government that they faced Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. That's in the south.
During the Buhari?
Yes.
Which have not finished.
Boys, it's 90% or 95% completion. 95% completion
is that for 8 years for Southwest.
Okay, how many years do you think they want to build Lagos Coastal Calabar Road?
I think they say is it
8 years now.
8 years.
And so we
years.
cannot.
That is a new road that they are just building. Just from how many kilometers from Chagam to Lagos? How many kilometers? Don't forget, Jonathan started it.
That's about.
Don't forget, Jonathan started it. So I'm telling you, the Northern benefit. They have been a beneficiary for long. It's just now you have Tinubu and what's the name? Jonathan. If you check the government, North has everything. Ministers, army. So they should not make noise. They should just quiet. I'm not going to support them for that. They should allow Tinubu to just finish the 4 years, and they should not be complaining. In fact, all our money, our oil, domicile, it did not. They should stop that. They should stop that. I'm not going to listen to that. All I know is that Tinubu should make sure that the South people, South, Southeast, Southwest, benefit. It's 4 years. Let us benefit.
But what Nigerians, you will not take the Northerners away from Nigeria.
They have been enjoying.
What everybody should enjoy. The whole Nigerians should enjoy this government.
I should look my mother's side first. I should look my mother's side first before another person. Really. They have been suffering for long.
Mr. Okay. Yes, you're welcome to Bystanders at the newsstand. Yes, let's look at the international scene. Let's look at the international scene. What do you think played out between in that Iranian president chopper accident and his disappearance?
Mr. Kadesh, that doesn't really interest me, because.
But I know you have something. I know, because you've been following it up.
I am following it up, but it doesn't interest me because it doesn't in any way impact Nigeria. Iran is not our ally, and Israel is not even our ally, so to speak. I understand Israel is trying to do business with us, especially in form of a Greek, right? So I don't think the death of the Iranian prime leader was of any significance to Nigeria as a whole. When Nigeria missed an opportunity to tap, from this crisis in our oil sector, because Israel having issues with Hamas, Hezbollah, you can see that the price of oil. You can see that the rise of the price of oil rose up, but Nigeria is still a miss. So and I think that is my major concern.
That's your major concern. Okay, now looking at what the Council of Yoruba Elders have said, that Tinubu's government is the one bringing hardship on Nigeria, and we should look into the Jonathan Confab report and begin to implement it.
Yeah, I think the Yoruba Elders, I think it has gotten to that moment, that point, whereby I think they don't break, and they have finally grown the balls to call out the president, right? Because, yes, even if the president was supposed to be bad, people didn't emphasize that he would be worse than Buhari, right? Because the major fundamentals of, analyzing or evaluating any government is through its economic policies, okay? And in the last almost a year now, I think we're just about 9 days shy of celebrating 1 year of Tinubu. Economically, we have not seen concrete policy direction to rejuvenate the Nigerian economy. Okay? So I think the Yoruba Elders should go further by charging well-meaning Nigerians, okay, to call out Tinubu. I think they should visit him, and then I think they should possibly continue to intensify and mount pressure on him. All right? Because if that is not done, then we can as well remain like this for the next 2 years, right? And I understand that I voted for Tinubu. Yes, but I said that if he doesn't perform by the end of March, I will start castigating, and I think I've been doing that. And this is not in any way me conceding that Tinubu will not do well at the end of his 4-year tenure, but so far so good, he has not done well. And I think that's a sincere response.
But do
me.
you believe that this is policies will, at the end of the day, in the long run, be beneficial to Nigerians?
I think he has rolled out about two major policies, which are unification of the dollar and then the subsidy removal. Okay. Now, where he has messed up is failure to implement the palliatives, or should I say the measures that would have cushioned the effect. May 29, he wants to launch 500 CNGs. That wasn't the promise. The promise was over 5,000 CNG buses would have been launched by now, right? One of the promises he made in the food security agenda. In the food security agenda, one of the promises he made was over 500,000 hectares of land will be cultivated. I don't think even 100,000 has been cultivated. So he needs to show workings. The body language, people need to see it. It needs to open. It needs to be evident. And also, he has a lot of ministers that are non-performing that he needs to tell them to walk away. All right. So thank you very much.
He said he wants to take records of the performances of the ministers this week.
Well, let's watch and see if that comes to play, right? Because taking their performance is not the thing. How do you reactivate them, re-energize them, or you relieve them of their duty if they are not performing? I think that's the most important thing, right? Because, out of over 45 ministers he has, I think only about 5 are performing, right? So about 40, and that's below par. That is unacceptable by Nigerians in all ramifications. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chinedu.
Mr. Chinedu. Yes. Yes, please come. Were you going to look at the fact that we won't allow you to talk today? Is that possible?
No, I wasn't looking at that direction because for some time now I have not been enjoying my normal space. Maybe because of too many reviewers.
Too many reviewers.
You understand? But it's okay. It's good being here this morning.
Yes, thank you very much. The CBN has issued a directive that the circular sent on the cybersecurity levy should be put on hold, finally. Do you not think that's a welcome development as Nigerians have revolted? And that means that this government has hearing ears.
Okay, I wish that we can get an ordinary man on the street to understand that, when such decisions being taken by government in that regard. Considering the fact that, we have seen diaspora remittance dwindle, we have seen, banks, being virtually lazy, when you go to the customer care in charge of, foreign transactions, So some of these policies, should be looked into very well before they will put it up for to the public, And I don't think it is going to have any positive effect as it stands. So, because the fact is this, the reality is this, this government policies, some of those policies need to be reviewed properly and be thoroughly looked into, So, no matter how it looks like, we see hope that, anything that is going to have become a direct burden to Nigerians as of now, I think should be put on hold, till we're able to economically find our bearing.
Okay, thank you. Now let's look at the issue of the Obi-Atiku alliance for 2027. Labour Party has said they will back Obi-Atiku alliance. Do you see Obi going back to the PDP?
Well, it depends on what is going to be the calculation, political calculation, between the interests at the end of the day. You can see that the Northerners themselves are beginning to take back steps, against this present administration, that has continued to wobble, over how to carry out good governance so far. The Northerners are taking back steps gradually, and they are being careful about it. And they are seeing it from another direction, that for the South, to pick up another 4-year term, it shouldn't be the man we are having today as the president. So every hand, every eye, every calculation, is zeroing down at having Obi, as the man, as the star boy of the 2027, as the golden boy, who have shown leadership, who have shown competence, who is able to transmit and transform Nigerian leadership challenges. What we are having is leadership challenges, because we have whatever it takes, the tools, the resources, to turn things around in this country. But unfortunately, what we are seeing is, corrupt policies, that has denied Nigerians good life and good living. So Obi is the man to watch anytime, any day. You can see before 2023, Obi had less than 6 or thereabout most to mobilize, after PDP shot themselves on the leg because of selfish interests. And you can see what happened thereafter, that many people did not give Obi that opportunity, of even having up to 1 million votes. But you saw what happened, that it's been alleged that Obi actually won that election before INEC. And of course, the judiciary came and did their normal thing, played their normal Nigerian game. So, but in this 2023, more political heavyweight pillars, across board, in the north and in the south, are mobilizing seriously to see how Labour Party and of course PDP are going to, re-engineer the election process to be able to unseat this APC government that has brought life-threatening leadership to Nigerians. So Atiku have made it very clearly, and we need to look at that.
What has it made clear?
That's what I'm saying. We need to look at Atiku's statement properly. He said, he had been saying it, that he wants an Igbo man there, that in honesty and with integrity, and he repeated it. 2023, before 2023, he said it, and he's saying it now, that PDP should do the needful. And if PDP do the needful, he might not likely have anything to do with politics for the rest of his life, and he's going to throw his massive support to Obi. I don't know. A lot of people are seeing it as politics, but I'm seeing it that, to an extent, people should take Obi, Atiku, for his word. Not only Atiku is saying the same thing, Stude Lamido is saying the same thing. The former governor of Jigawa, Saraki, is saying the same thing. But if you look at Obi Dati Ahmed, I don't think that collabo is going to run again 2027. But a lot of people are saying that since Atiku might not be able to vice Obi, we might be considering another factor, to accommodate middle belt interest. They are bringing Obi Saraki. I don't know how that's going to fly, but that's my own perception. Because no matter how you look at it, whether PDP, APC, Labour Party are coming together, all we want is Obi. Yeah, and you can see it's trending online. My Obi is coming. Everybody should go and Google it. It's trending online. My Obi is coming. You can see it. I'm not the one that said it. Nigerians are saying it. No, and that my Obi is coming. It resonates hope. It resonates hope for leadership. It resonates a lot of things. It represents integrity. If you look at it, you see that what Nigerians are seeing in the Obi is quite different from what they saw in other politicians currently manipulating the affairs of Nigeria, especially the Lagos boys that have dominated Tinubu's administration in Abuja.
Okay, now let's look at Professor Patrick Tommy. He has been in discussions with a lot of political bigwigs. He says they are working on setting up a mega party to take over power come 2027. Do you not see this causing another political setback, even if there's an Atiku Obi alliance, because it will share the votes and make one still have the upper hand?
No, I think what is building up is beyond that. You know, the coalition being believed to be led by our renowned educationist, talking about Patrick Tommy. Patrick Tommy understands what is happening. He understands the Nigerian factor, and all those frictions that is going to be a major challenge to the merger will be handled properly, professionally, you know, at the end of the day. And that's why you see, you know, that the obedience all over the world, you know, including those ones in Nigeria, has already gone down, you know, to begin massive sensitization and mobilization ahead of 2027. My OB is coming. You know, that is trending already online. You know, so that tells you, you know, that these leaders, as you see them, they are watching what is happening in, you know, in Nigeria. They are seeing the atmosphere. You know, they are seeing reactions. You know, they are reading developments also online, and they understand that, you know, everybody, you know, is pointing towards that direction. Obi. You know, because they believe, you know, if Obi comes and steps in, you know, they are likely going to be, you know, a little bit change in terms of, you know, how things are being done by other people who have, you know, been in power. You know, so Obi, for me and for others, so to say, you know, I think we have tested Tinubu. You know, I'm not sure that Nigerians are comfortable with Tinubu again.
Okay, now let's look at this factor. Buhari from the north spent 4 years. Tinubu from the south spent 8 years. Buhari spent 8 years. Tinubu from the south, you're looking at 4 years, he's still on. Do you think he will not want to spend 8 years? Do you think the north will want somebody who will come fresh and want to spend 8 years than supporting somebody who has another 4 years to go?
No, the problem is not about whether it's 4 years or 6 years or 2 term. You know, the fact is the impact we are looking at. You know, and secondly, it is being believed that, you know, Tinubu was actually overhyped. You know, and you can see it playing out, you know, at the end of the day. And those people that overhyped him are the people who are sharing the loot with him in Aso Rock, who are just destroying the Nigerian economy unnecessarily. You know, so why would a northern man sit down or a southern man sit down and still watch this thing play out, you know, like that without having everything? I think Tinubu has come to show that, you know, he is not really matured in terms of how to handle leadership issues in Nigeria. You know, we have not seen any particular working policy of this government 1 year after. You know, and it's a very big challenge to the quest to bring back Tinubu. But what, from my calculation, what I'm trying to see, what the big names, the big regions are trying to do is that, you know, the South is going to retain 4 years, but definitely not Tinubu.
Okay, now let's look at the Wiki factor in case Peter Obi goes back to the PDP. Do you not see an issue with the Wiki still holding a stronghold on the PDP?
They always map out plans on how to deal with the likes of Wike, you know, when he gets to that particular point. We see how Tambuwa gave him a dirty blow during the convention, you know, and he went underground. So, it's not a matter of issue in law, you understand? These are people who are too selfish, you know, to be leaders in this country, you know, and that is why Nigeria is not working for the country, and that is why the country is not working for Nigerians. So the fact is this, you know, it's not about a matter of Wike. Wherever Obi step his foot, you know, that is where obedience everybody is heading to. You know, whether he's in PDP, whether they are going to come up with another fresh political party. That is another story for another day. But the fact still remains that at this point in time, you know, whether in PDP or Labour Party, or whether the two political parties, or whether PDP is going to collapse their structure in Labour Party, you know, that is going to be what they are going to work out seamlessly, considering the fact that, you know, they have a good market at hand. You know, wherever they put it, you know, it is sellable. That is the most important thing. So that's going to be the takeaway at the end of the day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Michael. Let's quickly have him, then you can come. Yes, Mr. Ngwechi.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Raphael Mbechikwe.
Ngwechikwelu.
Thank you. When God says yes,
nobody can say no. Yes. Now, Labour Party has agreed to support Atiku Obi Alliance for 2027. Do you think that will play out well?
I think they are doing well. They are going to do well. The Labour Party itself, they meant well if they could support the two. And I can see now that they are giving nod to it. Obi Atiku's coalition will unseat Tinubu. Ask me why. Atiku will do the spending. Atiku is more or less a political uncle to Obi. And you know that an uncle can be a benefactor, a sponsor, I don't know what I understand, a good supporter, even subordinates to his nephew. So if the two can, you know, collude, I believe they are going to go too far. And APC has already lost Nigerians' trust. Nobody's trusting APC again, so they are losing bearing this time around. If the two comes together, I think they are going to make good impact. Of course, we've seen what Obi did last year. The first appearance under Labour was too earthquaking. They check the foundation of this country, the Labour movement, the obedience, Obi that. So if Obi Atiku, Obi Atiku just come together, I think they are going to do political coup that will unseat Tinubu, and Tinubu will lose his bearing. As I'm talking to you now, Northern elders, they are crying out that
the Northern Governors Forum, they held their meeting yesterday, and they cried out that Tinubu is abandoning the region.
That's why they should form a forum. They should come together. The Governors Forum,
Northerners, the Nigerian Northerners Governors Forum.
Yes. They should come together and know whom the cap fits. Let him wear it. Somebody that will come and, you know, make it a coercive government. Coercive government, I mean, is cohesive, inclusive. Everybody carry them along. The Ibibio, the Efik, the Yoruba, all the forgotten tribe in Nigeria should partake. And that is when we get good results. A democratic setup, state, will carry everybody along. We will run a national government, a government of national what? Inclusion.
National inclusion.
Thank you. You don't come Emeka and do Chenna. Everybody from Southeast. No, it is not good.
A government with federal character.
Thank you, federal character. Is it only Igbo that votes? Is it only Yoruba that votes? If a Yoruba man is a president like Obasanjo, he should carry everybody along. You see what Obasanjo did? He compensated everybody. Because I'm sure that Obasanjo won an election in Imo State. Obasanjo won an election in Anambra State. Obasanjo employed everybody with him. And Obasanjo came out with at least 65%. Good results. Good, very healthy leadership was delivered by him when he was Nigeria president. I think you understand. So this time around, what Tinubu is doing is not good. He filled everybody with all his brothers. It is not good. That's why the North, they are crying now that Tinubu has forgotten the North. They should close their mouth. Tinubu regime is Buhari regime. Tinubu has forgotten the North. Are they the only one in Nigeria? Tinubu has come now and is teaching everybody that, see, what Buhari did, I'm going to do it 2 times, times 2. So serve the Northern elders, the governors in the North, Northern Governor Forum, well. Is Hausa man, Fulani man, the only owner of Nigeria? No, I have a question. If Northerners should be crying, oh, Tinubu has abandoned the North, What do you expect Igbo man to say again? Yes, not that is there. 8 years, everywhere. No Emeka, no Uchenna. Is now crying. Igbo man could do what? What Igbo man could do now is what? Jump up and down and face heaven. If Igbo man, if not, could say that they are forgotten or what? See, I'm tired of the North. Upon the fact that since inception of this country, all the federal agencies, all the public corporations, upon the fact that they are quack, so they don't know anything, no, they are there. Custom control, controller, immigration, custom operation in Nigeria, Nigerian military, Nigerian police, house everywhere. The federal characters are not well balanced today in Nigeria because of Hausa planning. People that don't know this, they will say they know it. You put them there, that's why we are getting bad results. Because all the agencies are filled by incompetent materials. Material that could not give us good results is coming from the northern Nigeria. A northern Nigeria that think low. Do you know that what Lord Luga says he met here when they come? The founder of Nigeria in 1914 said, we met 3 different people. I can only give the definition of Igbo and Hausa. I will leave that of Yoruba because it will not make my analysis constructive. Lord Luga said we meet 3 different people. Igbo man is so resilient, so assiduous and industrious. Hausa man is too low in reasoning and thinking. You see it? Hausa is not crying. Oga, do they think we are fools? Who is Buhari? Buhari is Tinubu. Who is Tinubu? Tinubu is Buhari. So why is the Hausa crying? Tinubu came out and said, I will start from where Tinubu stopped. Tinubu said, I will start from where Buhari stopped. Are their ears blocked? Now, it don't happen. What is good for the goose should also be good to the ganders. Yes. So Hausa should take it. They know how to dish it out, but to take it is very difficult for them. Okay, let me tell you, Tinubu should continue and do what he's doing. Because Buhari has taught us tribal politics. Tribal politics. Another time, Hausa man will win after Tinubu must have exhausted his tenure. Hausa man will feel everybody. So that Nigeria will go down again, back to 50 years. What it will lead to is disintegration. Nigeria should divide now. Let everybody start to develop his region. We are tired. Nigeria is not a democratic state. That is not how to run a democratic setup. Our time has gone. So my viewers, thank you so much for staying with us. Chima Udeze, we are working on modalities to make sure that you partake on comment section. We don't know why you are blocked. Those that are blocking you, they are causing us harm. They are causing Flip TV harm because you talk on the comment section. That's why it is getting interesting every day. We are enjoying ourselves, but when you block Udeze, it is bad. Udeze, work hard to make sure you come and become part of us.
Yes,
Kadesh,
we're working on it.
You are innocent. You are not the one.
We're working on it.
We're
working on it. Yes, please come. The new Nigerian newspaper says, blame Buhari, Tinubu for current hardship in Nigeria. That's the Council of Yoruba Elders saying
blame Buhari
and Tinubu for the current hardship in Nigeria.
See, when we want to say what that language brings, see, the truth is there. 2 of them are to be blamed. See, 2 of them, they don't know how to manage human management. You understand? See, they are just to embezzle the money. That's why I see Nigeria is suffering. When Buhari left after 8 years, people now come with the language of political language. I will continue where he stopped. And where he stopped is where he continues now. You can see with the suffering, Nigeria is not suffering. So, see, what I know that the 3 is almost a year now. I don't think Tinubu will finish the first time. Go and mark it. If he doesn't change his character, he doesn't change the policy, doesn't change his mind, renew his mind, things will overchange him. Because Nigeria cannot be suffering like this and be waiting for 4 years to complete. It's impossibility. It's not possible. We are grown, our eyes have opened. We have opened. See, imagine a president sitting with his wife in Aso Rock and the paint of Gary is 4,005 and there is no solution on it. And you say that kind of somebody without not been there for 4 years. It's zero. Nigeria is tired of them. So when you see Atiku now came outside and said they want to form a coalition to remove, why don't they remove it now? Let them lead a revolution. A revolution, Nigeria will follow their path. So this government is worthless. We can't suffering and smiling is even better than the situation we are in now. When we last sung that suffering and smiling those days, Nigeria was even better. But now it's times 100. There's so